Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true. Begin to blot out one by one all false beliefs, all ideas that you are limited, poor, or miserable. Refuse to think of failure or to doubt your own power. See only that you wish to experience and look at nothing else. Cannot the great principle of life create for us all that we need? The universe is inexhaustible. It is limitless, knows no bounds, and has no confines. We are not depending on a road shaken by the wind, but on the principle of life itself for all that we have or ever shall need. It is not the same power or a great power. It is all power. All we have to do is to believe, never wavering no matter what happens. As we do this, we shall find that things are steadily coming our way and that they are coming without that awful effort which destroys the peace of mind of the majority of the human race. We know that there can be no future in God's mind, and this mind is the power on which we are all depending. So I'm going to read one statement out of this that really struck me. It is not some power. God is not just some power or a great power. God is all power. All power. And we got it in here. So, looking at the screen on the program cover, please read with me the affirmation with truth and conviction. I am on an upward spiral of success and happiness because I am doing what is mine to do, trusting Spirit to do its part, and grounding myself in the truth that I am the beloved of the beloved.
I am having major God-bumming experiences today. That was wonderful, Jennifer. Well, I just think this is so interesting. You talked about this is the week of awe. I did not know that before I came here. And I decided to shift my whole message and talk about awe and wonder from what it was kind of set to. I mean, it still fits in with the topic, but I've been reading a beautiful book by Matthew Fox that's on the teachings of Meister Eckhart, who goes all the way back to the 1200s, and a great mystic that that was one of the people who inspired the New Thought movement. And he was a Christian mystic and actually a very popular minister at that time, and also in trouble with the with the authorities a lot too because of his beliefs. But a statement I'd like to start with today is this: who we are and the power that we wield are extraordinary beyond our comprehension. And that beautiful quote by Ernest Holmes really set us up for that. Do you see how that set us up? I'm going to read it again. Who we are and the power we wield are extraordinary beyond our comprehension. So here's my intention this month, and I trust you to join me in this, is that we break the pattern of seeing power outside of ourselves, of giving power to circumstances, power to other people, power to anything other than the good, the presence of the divine itself that resides within us, that's all around us. How many of you would like to break that pattern once and for all? Raise your hands. Okay, so this is about wielding our power very consciously. And I'm saying our power, it's the one power that we are gifted with. And when we do that, we do amazing things. And so here is how this all fits into the topic, is that we must embrace first the source of all power, the source of all life, life itself, God, the infinite Almighty. And we embrace it with awe and wonder. That feeling, that sense, that state of consciousness is the gateway for truly tapping into and using that power for good, awe and wonder. And we realize, of course, that it's implanted within us. And then we also must empower ourselves by consciously using this power, consciously using it through intention, through the power of our word. And also that means what Jennifer was talking about, blotting out all of the patterns that don't serve us, that bring us back to the old, cycle of misery and suffering. It's about really, truly intending to let that go. And then we get out there and engage in life from this enlightened, expansive perspective. So that's the essence of this entire month, is focusing on this way of embracing, of empowering, and engaging. So today we lay the groundwork for this by recognizing the all power and aligning with it. Jesus, the master teacher, I feel, gave us clear and succinct and yet very powerful instructions on how to recognize the power and where to find it. He said, "Seek first the kingdom of God, and all things shall be added." And he also said, the kingdom of heaven, or the kingdom of God, is within. Okay, so let's expand on that. What does that say? Go first to the kingdom of God within us. We do that in meditation. We do that anytime that we take a breath, slow down, and listen within for guidance. We can do that in any moment. And there we discover and realize our true nature as a divine being, a universal being, one with the one, of the one, and worthy of all that we can dream of. And on top of that, we are blessed with the power to create it. So not only the imagination to dream it, but the power to create it. From this lofty perspective, all things are added. We're talking about living in an expanded state of consciousness, this spiritual awareness, this spiritual realization is what it's called in New Thought, that as we move through life, when we move through with that expanded state, all things are possible. And then Meister Eckhart, this is where Meister Eckhart comes in. He said, awe is the beginning of wisdom. So we go within, we get into a state of awe, and we when we do sacred readings and gather as community, all of this helps us to cultivate this beautiful state of awe and wonder. So we go within and bring back that state of awe, and then we engage life from that place of awe and wonder. This is living in the kingdom of heaven consciousness. This is the way we download the kingdom of heaven on earth. Do you see why it's so great that this is the week of awe? Because I have something for you to do later to really put this into practice. So I'd like you to say with me, I intend that I am in awe and wonder, that I am totally amazed by life itself. And that includes me. And that includes you. All right. So, where do we continue to cultivate this beautiful state of awe and wonder? When we look at a majestic natural landscape, and Dan has some photos for us. Waterfalls, mountain ranges. Mountain ranges. I want to give us a chance to really, yeah. Mountain ranges and vast deserts. I think I have all of it in there. I gave him a whole bunch of them, like 9 of them. And yeah, the sea, the ocean. Isn't that beautiful? Look, the northern lights, the aurora borealis, the universe, the fall, the beauty of the fall of nature. So we have all of these beautiful representations of the divine. You know, beauty fits into this. All wonder, beauty, they all work together, this divine presence and its manifestation. And so we also can find this state of awe and wonder in the man-made wonders of the world. I know when we went to China and we saw all of these buildings. Has anybody seen photos of the buildings that are like in Shanghai and Beijing that are all these strange and amazing shapes? And to think that people built that. And then we heard that they built this highway that was, I forget how many miles long in 1 year. You know, obviously they just, you know, when they do these things, they have just massive amounts of people working on it at the same time. But still, in all of that, bridges, the magnificent bridges that we build, the just everything, the infrastructure, the building that we're in right now that regulates the temperature for us so that we can be comfortable, and beautiful chairs and comfortable chairs to sit on. We could go on and on and on. And then there is the awe and wonder of goodwill and loving kindness and just looking into someone's eyes and seeing that sparkle of life. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I did a little research and I found this article in the Huffington Post on awe and wonder. And so there was some really interesting information about this state called awe. And there are 2 psychologists, Dr. Keltner of UC Berkeley and Jonathan Haidt of HAI, maybe it's Haidt, of New York University, who wrote a book and outlined the effect of awe on our well-being and on creating transcendent states. And listen to this. This is really awesome. They say experiences of awe can change the course of a life in profound and permanent ways. They also say that awe is in the upper reaches of pleasure. You know, we know this is a high state of consciousness. And on the boundary of fear, and I've thought about that. You know what the fear part is? We're moving outside our comfort zone. Anytime we step over the comfort zone and into the new, into this expanded state, there's going to be a little bit of that underlying sense of fear because we are moving into the unknown. So this is a good kind of fear that we want to step beyond. And there are 5 ways that awe boosts our well-being, our quality of life, and expands our consciousness. So listen to this. In other words, I am knowing that we are all going to be so excited about being in a state of awe and wonder and amazement that when we leave today, we are going to be practicing it all week along with the whole Judaic tradition and really transform ourselves in new ways. So here's the first way. Experiencing awe expands our perception of time. Our perception of time. It anchors us in the present moment, and we begin to feel like time is expanded, like we're rich in time. Awe and wonder inspires creativity. Science shows that awe can actually increase and inspire creativity, helping us to think more flexibly and see things in a new light. So, looking at photos of things like the universe, and Dan, do you have one of the universe that you can pull up there? Contemplating the universe. You have a lot of good ones, but there's one that has like looks like a galaxy. Looks like a galaxy. Anyway, when we look at photos of the universe, when we contemplate the stars, and the telescope, think about this, the telescope, these huge telescopes have helped us to see into deep outer space and to see that there are billions of galaxies and that there are and now they're saying universes beyond our universe and that it's ever expanding and it's infinite. And when we contemplate that and when we look at photos like that, they have shown in scientific studies that when they expose children to that their creativity increases. So if it works for children, it works for us, right? So taking time to, maybe putting it as a screensaver, pictures of the universe or whatever, to keep us in that expanded state, that state of awe. Awe can also give us hope and help us to appreciate life. It can give us hope and help us to appreciate life. And this other psychologist, Kirk Schneider said that particularly in our darker times, awe can give us a sense of hope and the ability to see the bigger picture. He calls awe existential therapy. How about that? Awe as existential therapy. And he said it helped him following the death of his father and other close friends and family members. And he writes that the awesomeness of life, of being, is inexhaustible. No matter what we lose, fear, or despise, awe can be realized in an instant. In an instant. And so we now know some ways to trigger it for ourselves. Awe can connect us to nature, that sense of oneness and connection. We already talked about how nature inspires wonder and awe and our connection to life. So think of a powerful storm. I've seen pictures where all these lightning bolts are coming down all over the place. Or a sweeping ocean, or again, a mountaintop vista. Give us the sense of the majesty of life, a sensed presence of a higher power. And in addition to that, there's some side benefits for our health too. Higher vitamin C levels, lower stress, a focused mind, and physical fitness and happiness. And awe can be transformative. This is the fifth one, transformative. In 1964, psychologist Abraham Maslow formulated his famous theory of peak experiences. Anybody read any of that? Jennifer, yeah. Peak experience involves ego transcendence, a perception that the world is good and beautiful and desirable. And he talks about how we forget self. We become like one of the one, just this huge expanded presence and awareness. And moments of transcendence range anywhere from spiritual experiences to simple moments of love, beauty, and natural wonder. And think of the other feelings that get triggered with awe: gratitude, joy, happiness, just all of these other, and love, peace. So, the great lesson from the true mystics is that the sacred and the majestic are found in everyday life. They're found in us, it's found in us, it's found in our neighbors, it's found in all of the people around us, our pets, everything. It's found everywhere. So, this is mystic consciousness. This is kingdom of heaven consciousness, is living in this state of awe and wonder. The first two stages of the affirmative prayer that we teach are, are for the purpose of cultivating awe and wonder. The first stage is focusing on God, the nature of God, and spending our time there until we move into a state of awe and wonder. And then the second stage in our affirmative prayer is, and I am of that source. I am of that God presence. That is within me. It's who I am in truth. I'm an individualized expression of it, of this one. And what I love, here's something I find awe-inspiring that's going on right now. And I don't know how many of you are doing this. I brought it up multiple times, and I'm going to bring it up again because it's so powerful. The Intenders of the Highest Good, this beautiful organization that is sending out emails a couple times a week with visions of a higher reality on Earth. And here's the one they wrote on a vision for our identity. Listen to this. We see a world where everyone knows that they are more than their name, that they are more than their body, that they are the being, the spirit, the essence that resides within the body. And when the body has completed its journey here on planet Earth, the spirit continues on forever. We see those who previously identified with their name and their body, I am so and so, or I am my body, have awakened to their new identity, an identity within the larger scheme of things that one carries with them from body to body, lifetime to lifetime, dimension to dimension, world to world, an identity that takes into consideration our oneness with all and everything, an identity that is perhaps best expressed by a single empowering word: God. God. At this point, over 2,250,000 people are aligning with these visions like this, from the Intenders of the Highest Good, each week, and it continues to grow. And what I am seeing happening here is something called critical mass. We're planting new seed thoughts, seed visions in the mind of God. And I'm knowing that we are reaching critical mass here through agreeing on these higher states of being and awareness and life and living on this planet. That is awe-inspiring. Living in awe then has a powerful effect on every arena of our lives: our finances, our relationships, our quality of aliveness, our health, our options, our freedom, and our fulfillment. Everything shifts because we're living from a higher state of consciousness. The old idea that we just have to work harder is transcended because we know it's not about that. It's about consciousness. It's about consciousness. So let me close. So who are we then? Who are we? We are this amazing presence of the divine, individualized. As Rumi says, the ocean in a drop. The entire ocean in a drop. And how do we align? By cultivating awe and wonder, total amazement at life in all of its vastness, goodness, power, beauty, and amazement. Wow, I think to myself as I think about this, I am this life. So just repeat that with me. I am this life.
I am
This vast and amazing life.
That's an amazing life.
This awe-inspiring life.
This awe-inspiring life.
Which is God.
Which is God.
So here's the challenge for the week. I would like you to align with your true nature and power through practicing awe and wonder. What fun homework, right? And as Ernest Holmes says, feel it, know it, and then act as if it were true. Blot out all ideas that you are limited, poor, or miserable. Refuse to think of failure or doubt or doubt your own power, and see only what you wish to experience. Look at nothing else. If we do this, we live in this amazing mystical state of awe and wonder. And then we realize who we are and the power that we wield are extraordinary, beyond our comprehension. And so it is.
And so it is.